Good evening and welcome to the Turf Report. I'm Koopa. Tonight we're taking a look at the first 5 days of Turf Battle Season 5. Our top stories: leveling finds a healthier place. V1 and V2 are bringing variety back to progression. Gear progression feels rewarding, but experience and equipment progression are competing. The Warm Horde continues its unusual activity in the Crystal Room. And later, Tornado Tom gives us the official Season 5 server weather forecast. Let's get into tonight's top story.
I will go up to the six-fingered man and say,
Fuck these experts and 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 fuck these experts.
I'm the bad guy. Yeah.
One of the biggest takeaways from the first week is that leveling feels more respectful of the player's time. The experience values may have changed with the recent stat squish, but the important part is the pace of progression now feels appropriate for the effort you're putting in. Instead of spending long stretches running across the continent, completing small quest objectives, and repeating the same cycle, players are spending more time actually playing the game. A major highlight this season has been the return of both V1 and V2 as meaningful leveling routes. Both maps provide a nice change of pace to questing, but more importantly, they bring back something Turf Battles has been missing: variety. For a long time, progression could feel like you were locked into either questing or dungeon content. This season gives players more options, and there is a nostalgic feeling from returning to familiar areas and having reasons to be there again. The new quest tracker and map overlay also deserve recognition. Navigation is smoother, finding objectives is easier, and it removes a lot of unnecessary downtime. For that improvement, we're going to give the new quest system 4 out of 5 stars. Moving over to progression, gear progression has felt fairly natural this season. Moving from G11 to G12 feels rewarding, and as long as players keep up with their quests, their equipment generally stays close to where it needs to be. The main story here is the balance between experience and gear progression. Duct has become a very efficient way to level, but focusing heavily on experience can mean falling behind on equipment upgrades. For example, I reached level 300 while still wearing the 4-4 Shelly Shine jewelry. This doesn't necessarily mean Duct is a problem. It highlights that players are making a choice between leveling faster and improving their gear. That balance will be something to watch as the season continues. And now, a small segment from Dr. Gerald W. Buffins, our resident Turf Battles wildlife expert.
Greetings, Cooper. Dr. Gerald W. Buffins here, reporting from the Crystal Room. Crikey, look at this remarkable gathering. Before us we have a large colony of level 53 mages, commonly known as the Warm Horde. Despite having access to countless destinations across the world, these creatures have chosen this location as the permanent habitat. Observe as they remain completely still for hours at a time, occasionally waking up so they can buff their mates. Truly fascinating behavior. Some researchers believe that if warm buffs counted toward PK ratings, this species would become the dominant force on the leaderboard. This is Dr. Gerald W. Buffins returning to the field.
Thank you, Dr. Buffins. Our next story takes us to the islands. One of the biggest discussions this season has been island identity. Right now, players usually identify themselves by level bracket. You're a 160 player, a 200 player, a 275 player, but you rarely hear someone say they're a Kando player or a Duan player. The current rotation system does keep every island active, but the trade-off is that many islands can start feeling interchangeable. Historically, Turf Battles gave players reasons to travel. Certain islands had specific upgrades and rewards that naturally created activity. The question moving forward is whether islands should be active because of rotation or because they offer something players genuinely want. We'll be following this closely. And to our final story before the weather, it's Monster Aggro. While helping a level 200 physical class through V3 on a level 300 blue mage, an interesting interaction became obvious. Despite the level difference, monsters consistently targeted the lower level player. Turf Battles already has a threat system, and different classes should probably interact with that system differently. A ranged damage class shouldn't necessarily be pulling monsters away from the front line. However, when a much stronger character struggles to protect a lower level teammate, it raises questions about how level scaling and threat generation work together. This is definitely something worth monitoring as more players begin grouping across different stages of progression.
I'm Tornado Tom with your official Season 5 server weather forecast. Starting over in East Latians, we're seeing heavy experience showers with 15 player groups moving through the area. Duct remains under a gear drought warning as players continue trading equipment progression for premium experience gains. How conditions remain unstable with large gatherings forming around the witch and rapidly disappearing after it's defeated. And now, the lag radar. Conditions are looking mostly clear. We're seeing only minor frame drops during extreme monster pulls of 80 or more. Instance activity remains low, meaning the chance of Category 5 PowerPoint presentations is currently minimal. Back to you, Koopa.
Thanks, Tom. Overall, Season 5 has made a strong first impression. Leveling feels better paced, progression has more variety, the community continues creating memorable moments, and server performance has been quite stable. The biggest stories we'll be watching moving forward are island identity, balancing experience with gear progression, and how group systems continue to develop. That's all for this week's Turf Report. I'm Koopa. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.